In an article titled "The 5 Worst Fighter Jets on Planet Earth," the National Interest magazine ranked the Soviet-developed MiG-23 fighter as the most disastrous fighter jet in history. According to this website, the MiG-23 often has trouble flying and is difficult to maintain. American test pilots tasked with understanding the MiG-23 features consider it a disaster. In 1984, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General Robert M. Bond died flying a MiG-23. By design, engines burn out quickly, meaning the export customer who had fallen out of Soviet graces quickly lost the use of their fighters. The Flogger's combat record, generally in Syrian, Iraqi, and Libyan service, has not been positive. It's hardly surprising that the MiG-23 will almost certainly leave service before its predecessor, the MiG-21, wrote National Interest. However, if you dig deeper into the combat history of MiG-23, you will have a different view of this fighter. MiG-23 is not a bad fighter. Even the US Army had to admit the ability of MiG-23. In the air conflict between Syria and Israel in the early 1980s, the MiG-23 fought on par with Israel's F-4 and F-16 fighters. The Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-23, also known as Flogger, is a variable geometry fighter developed by the Soviet Union in the 1960s. In an attempt to respond to the US F-111 and F-14 Tomcat and to replace the legendary MiG-21, Mikoyan had to consider design options. Finally, a variable geometry wings design was chosen. The prototype was developed and named as MiG-23. The first flight was made in 1967 and was officially launched in 1970. It was the first Soviet fighter to fire a look-down radar and one of the first to be armed with beyond visual range missiles. During its operation, the Soviet Union produced a total of more than 5,000 MiG-23s. In 1980s, each MiG-23 cost between $3.6 and $6.6 million each. The design of the MiG-23 was also the basis for development on the MiG-27, a specialized ground attack variant. The design of the MiG-23 is influenced by the F-111 and F-4 Phantom II. The designers kept the MiG-23 light enough weight and agility to dogfight with enemy fighters. Flogger has a length of 16.7 meters, a wingspan of 13.9 meters when fully spread, and reduced to 7.7 meters when fully swept. It has a weight of 4.82 meters, an empty weight of 10.2 tons, while maximum takeoff weight is 17.8 tons. For comparison, the US F-111 has an empty weight of 21.4 tons and a maximum takeoff weight of 45.3 tons. The new radar system is housed in a conical nose. Behind it is a single cockpit. The pilot sits in a glass cockpit with great visibility forward, but is halted by the fuselage spine and the high-mounted wings. On previous generations of MiG fighter jets, the typical nose-mounted intakes were very popular, but on the MiG-23, the rectangular side intakes is separate, each fitted to either side of the fuselage, right behind the cockpit. New style air intakes make the fuselage more square, instead of the tubular shape like on the MiG-21. The Armament consists of a vertical tail fin, blending with the fuselage spine, combined with the true conventional horizontal tail planes. Below the engine exhaust housing is a ventral fin. Interestingly, All the main landing gear of the MiG-23 are in the center of the fuselage, instead of being placed under the wing like its predecessors. It has a more sophisticated retractable mechanism than the traditional way. The nose landing gear, as usual, is a trail wheel just under the cockpit floor. The most interesting part in the design of the MiG-23 is its variable geometry wings. They are hydraulically controlled by a small lever placed below the throttle valve in the cockpit. There are three main sweep angles set by the pilot for different flight levels. With the wings fully spread at 16 degrees, used when cruising at below Mach 0.7 or when taking off and landing. The wings at mid-spread of 45 degrees was used for basic fighter maneuvering, as well as cruising at high speed or making low-altitude intercepts. Moving the wings to fully swept at 72 degrees was reserved for making high-altitude intercepts or high-speed dashes at low altitudes. Flogger is equipped with a Hot-Saturov R35-300 afterburning turbojet engine, producing 83.6 kN thrust with variable geometry nozzles dry, 127.49 kN with afterburner. The maximum speed it can achieve is up to 2,499 km per hour at altitude, equivalent to Mach 2.35. At sea level, it can fly at a speed of 1,350 km per hour, equivalent to Mach 1.1. The standard range is 1,900 km, which can be up to 2,550 km if it carries three 800-liter drop tanks. The service ceiling is 18,300 meters. The rate of climb is 230 meters per second. The variable geometry wings design allowed the MiG-23 to carry a potent ordnance load across fuselage, wing root and underwing weapon stations while maintaining strong performance. In the early versions, the MiG-23 was equipped with the fire control system of the MiG-21, so its weapons were quite limited, only variants of the R-3 Auto missile. From MiG-23M onwards, it was able to carry R-60 Arfit missiles and later R-73 Archer missiles. Other ammunition includes R-23, R-77, R-27R air-to-air missiles. The air-to-surface missile is KS-23 Grom. Flogger can carry up to 500 kg bombs on each of its hardpoints, a total of 6 hardpoints, 2 on the fuselage, 2 on wing glove, and 2 on wing pylons, with a capacity of up to 3 tons of ammunition. MiG-23 is still equipped with a 23mm Ryazov Sipunov GSS-23L autocannon with 260 rounds. The video about MiG-23 stops here. This is only the first part of the MiG-23. There are so much to tell about this cool Soviet fighter. One video is not enough for it. Please wait to hear the story of MiG-23 in the next video. Thank you for being patient with my voice. I understand that my effort is not yet enough for your request. But trust me, I will continue my way and level up. I wish my dear friends much health and happiness. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Goodbye and see you again.